welcome to the podcast. It's been a while. I'm here with the lovely Jocelyn.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, you got to talk in the microphone. That's how this works.
Hi, everybody.
There it is. And on the phone line is our man, DJ Gio. What is up, my friend?
What's up, man? What is going on?
Oh, a whole lot. Well, we got a lot to talk about. I know it's been a while. Some of the folks out there have been wondering when we would come out again with another one of these wonderful podcasts. And what's really cool about today, Gio, I mean, we're missing you, of course. But we are live in studio, Joss and I, and there'll be a video version of this in case folks want to see more Jocelyn than me.
And well, I'm going to get a little bit of everybody, but yes.
Yes, you will.
Well, let me tell you where you can find it. So,
yes.
For those who are on audio, I'm going to be putting this out on my YouTube channel, which is Jocelyn RP, and there's a segment in my channel that's called Everyday Nerd Podcast, and that's who we are.
Yes, that is who we are. Gio, got anything you want to tell to the kind folks out there?
I'm excited for all these new movies coming out. Just super, super pumped for 2019.
Yes, exactly. And you just basically said the words that are going to set us up here. Remember to catch us on Facebook, Everyday Nerd Podcast. Look us up. You know, just try to get in on that. We love hearing comments, all of you out there that are listening to us right now. And if you just click on the Facebook site, get in on that. We can join in great conversations that we're developing, and we're posting things that for all of you to talk about. And Gio just brought up an excellent point here, Joss. 2019 is going to be the year. I've literally said, I need to stay healthy because I need to watch everything that's coming out. We need to watch
everything there. That's going to be a lot of
exactly
seating time. We need some good abs.
Exactly. So before we even get to 2019, though, DC is launching Aquaman. Now, I know yourself and all the other ladies out there, and maybe a handful of folks, we're not discriminating, a handful of folks. They are looking forward to this movie, and it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. They're not going to see Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, great acting, Meryl Streep. No, they're not going to go see that. They're going to go see the guy who...
The guy, he's not a guy, he's the man.
Yes, look at that,
he's
the man.
Manly man.
The manly man. We heard it from Joss here.
Manly man.
The manly man. Aquaman is coming out on December 21st. And right now, today, we're going to discuss the trailer.
Yes.
And we're going to give a little predictions and what we're thinking about it. And first off, I'll start out with the whole, with DC's movie universe. Lately, it's come out that they're more and this is something that I know Gio wants to really chime in on, the fact that they made all the group movies like, Justice League and the pair-up movies before doing individual movies to establish your character. So obviously with Wonder Woman, it worked.
Oh, it worked very well with Wonder Woman.
Absolutely.
See, but now here we go. We have Aquaman. Now, of course, let's be real, there are a lot of you can only like Marvel and hate DC or vice versa people out there. And, people are already saying, oh, this is horrible. Well, unless you've had this private screening or have done some illegal downloading. We won't mention any names, and I'm sure he won't give any details or anything else like that. But it would be interesting, though, when we get to our prediction segment of this movie, what exactly Gio's going to say and see how much of a genius he is. So let's set it up. All right. Last time we saw Aquaman was Justice League.
Yes, that is true.
I'm in Justice League.
We got actually a little taste of him. I mean, if I remember correctly, and help me out, but if I remember correctly, he was hiding in what country was that? It was in Iceland, or where was that? It was so cold. It was like one of those frigid,
like Nordic,
yeah,
places, Nordic. Or I was thinking even like Alaska, that zone maybe.
I don't know.
But I think you're right. I think it was more Nordic.
Yeah, but he was hiding there, and Batman, Bruce, discovered him, and then he became part of the team. But we actually got to see him in action, not only land, but also in sea. So he brought a lot, actually, to me, he brought a lot of charisma to the screen when it came to Justice League.
I think he did a good portrayal.
You think so, G?
Yeah, I think so. Because, I mean, me personally, I've always been like, Aquaman has not really been in my top 20 superheroes.
It's the tights, right? And the orange.
Yeah. And I'm like, bro, you talk to fish sticks. Okay. But I think they did a really good job casting, which is what made me excited about the upcoming movie. Mm-hmm. Because I like Jason Momoa as an actor.
Yes.
And I think he's really, he's doing the character justice, which I'm excited about. Even in the trailer when they showed him in the outfit, I was like, you know what? He does not look as bad as I thought it would be.
No, it looks good. Actually, his outfit, it's shiny, but it's nice. It's nice. I don't know what is the fitting, but yeah, it looks good. It's not corny looking. It looks good.
I think Gio hit something on the head there because a lot of folks, even yourself, Joss, think whenever it came to Aquaman, he was the guy like on the B team for the Justice League.
Right.
He was, like he said, just calling on fish. And, we're used to like the old Superfriend cartoons where he gets all the whales and the dolphins. And, he seemed the cheesiest one out of them. You would think Robin could even beat him up. I mean, back in the day. But, yeah, you guys are right, though. Now that they brought in
Jason,
it's like, whoa. It's like, whoa, we're bringing credibility to this character. And I honestly think for DC, this could only help DC. Not only, okay, let's get real. Not only the fact that all the mothers are going to suddenly want to bring their children to watch this movie. I don't know why. But just the fact that there's like credibility now. The fact that he's not that wimpy guy that we kind of were used to seeing. Now he's like, whoa, this is Aquaman. And now he's a character that you take serious now.
I think so. I mean, what do you think, Gio?
Absolutely. Honestly, I think so. I agree because I feel like I said, he's going to take that character, he's going to take it to the next level, and he's not going to be a joke of a character. Like, seriously, I thought the Wonder Twins could probably beat him up.
Yeah, exactly, right? Wonder Twins.
Because he rides on a seahorse.
Exactly.
Exactly. And just from his appearance in Justice League, I was really happy about that because he was actually one of my favorite characters in that movie. He brought the good sense of humor, and you can tell. I feel like it's going to be a troubled character because obviously he's going to be conflicted, and I've always liked him in all his movies and obviously Game of Thrones. So it's going to be good. I think DC made a very, very smart move with that, and plus, the tickets are going to double because all the moms.
Yeah, exactly. I think we should play a little drinking game when it comes to this movie. Like, how many times do we see him without his shirt on?
Wow, you know what?
You got to take a shot whenever you see him without his shirt on.
A lot of theaters now, but you know what? They only sell what, 5 liters?
Well, no, that's what I'm just saying.
It's like I remember getting a drink at AMC, and it's like, that's it?
Yeah, I know. You're getting all fancy over at AMC.
And all I'm saying is, fellas, if you're going to take your girl, you guys better go to the gym.
Exactly. You got to do push-ups before the movie, get all oiled up to bring your lady to the movies. Heck, even husbands. Is your husband going to be okay?
Oh,
you watching Aquaman? Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, hey, maybe
it's all about the superheroes. We like the action.
Exactly.
We like the action.
You're listening to the Everyday Podcast here. I'm Lou P. Along with Jocelyn. We got Gio down the line here. So, what's real interesting about this movie is the characters. Like, we're obviously focusing on Aquaman. And, we see in the trailer. Now, we're talking about the trailer here. Mm-hmm. We see a lady that's with him. We, initially don't know who she is. If some of you out there, I'm sure our listeners right now are yelling who she is and what her relationship is with Aquaman. I know you guys are yelling it out right now, but maybe we're going to kind of see a little of an origins thing between these two to start it off. I don't know. And then we did see her in Justice League as well. So I believe it was Mera, right? So, yeah, Mera's out there. I believe her name is Mera. And a lot of folks are yelling right now that, oh, she's this, she's that. Okay, well, right now, let's play it with DC Cinematic Universe before we go into comic universe. Even though we did some research about these characters already and know a few little details about them, what's interesting about this is that we get another. Now, I'm hoping that they establish with her that she's another strong female character, Joss.
Well, it looks like it from the trailer. Apparently, she is the wife of Aquaman. What is his actual name, human name? Gio, do you know?
Is it Arthur?
Who?
Aquaman. What's his real name there?
Everybody's screaming.
We're gonna go
right
with
now.
Jason. No.
Okay, we're gonna. Okay, well, she's the wife of Jason Momoa.
Now everybody's all, no, he's not. No, he's not.
But it looks like from the trailer, you see her running on the roof and pretty acrobatic. And also you see her also as a very intelligent woman. I mean, she's the one who told when they actually found the city of Atlantis, but it was still in that desert mode, and she figured it out like, hey, I need water, and she was able to actually get some perspiration from him. So she seems like she's a very capable woman.
Exactly. She kind of reminds me. Does this sound familiar? A little bit of the, like Scarlett Johansson character, along with Chris Evans.
Yeah.
They kind of get that going.
Yeah.
A little bit of that going. So that's kind of cool. You kind of see that, and I'm kind of liking the fact that the comic movies are starting to do that, building up more female characters. It doesn't have to be your Caucasian male lead all the time. It's hey, there are females that are strong out there that can whoop some butt too. See, so I like that. I like how the comic world is doing that. And that's the great thing about the comic world that all three of us like, is the fact that they don't follow what society wants it to be. They go out of the box all the time. See, so obviously when characters change, and you could play it off obviously with comics. You could, especially with DC, you have the different Earths. Mm-hmm. So each character could be different, which is really good. And there's so many messages that you could say from that. And yeah, we're going to discuss that too. But one character that really jumped out to us that we saw was Black Manta. Now, Gia, what are your thoughts of what you saw Black Manta just off the trailer? What do you think? How's his appeal in this movie? We can kind of figure out, thinking back to the old days of the Superfriends, that he is Aquaman's arch rival, but we see him fighting somebody else, though. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's going to be interesting because he has so many different origin stories, so I'm going to be looking to see which one they go with.
Exactly.
Because, they have the New 52, Bright as Day, and all sorts of different versions of him. So I think they're going to do like a combination of all of them to make this one character, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see that dynamic between the two, and especially with him and Mera. I feel like it's going to start off with them for some reason. I don't know why. I just feel like all three of them are going to be intertwined, obviously, in the movie, but I'm excited. I'm really excited to see it because I'm not going to be honest. I'm going to be completely honest. I was really nervous about this Aquaman movie.
Oh, but you're feeling confident now, huh?
Yeah. I'm now I got high hopes for it, and especially seeing some of the early reviews that people are saying that it's one of the best DC movies out there. So I feel like DC's finally getting their stuff together, and it'll be interesting to see how they take that character on the big screen, and if you can connect, because I think that's going to be the big key. If you can connect with these characters, then you got a solid movie, because that's what Justice League lacked. I felt no connection with any of them. Just like, hey, we're going to get together and be a team.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it seemed very forced.
That's with the one with Justice League. It was hard to connect with each of them. I mean, when we get the individual movies, like with Wonder Woman and then now with Aquaman, it sounds like, we're going to be able to actually find that connection that'll draw us in. That maybe when they do another movie with another Justice League movie, we'll have more buy-in.
Well, that'd be an interesting formula. I don't know, do individual character movies.
Well, that's what Marvel did.
Oh, they did? Oh, really?
Hello?
That was kind of what I was getting at. It's like, oh, geez. They're doing individual character movies, and suddenly then we get the... See, it's all three of us have talked about it. It's obvious why DC kind of pushed for the whole Justice League movie Because of the success of the Avengers. You know, the success of the Avengers, DC saw that. They're like, hey, we got to get in on this. We also have a big group. We got a group of heroes that we could get together. And oddly enough, those group of heroes are, if not as popular, even more popular than the Avengers. You got Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Those are main names.
Which is also going to be, has transitioned also to the TV world.
Exactly.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that later. But so just going into our final thoughts, so we already know what Gio's expecting from this. How about yourself, Joss?
I'm really excited. Just thinking about the trailer, what I've saw, just in summary, it kind of reminds me of that formula with like Lord of the Rings kind of thing where the king or the prince or the king, he's kind of run away from his role, knowing that that's going to be his destiny. And then eventually he finds out that he is needed and he has to step into that role, and then he becomes who he's supposed to be, which is Aquaman. But it looks like, just from the trailer, a lot of good special effects, a lot of good stunt work. So I'm really excited about that because I love action movies.
I think we don't need to watch it now. You just pretty much told us what we're going to see.
Yeah, pretty much. But we're going to watch it because of the details. We're going to watch it because of the details.
Exactly. And
Wait,
go ahead.
Details of the movie or details of Jason?
Everything.
Yeah, see, he has a good point there.
You
Gio
guys,
has a
you
point
guys
there.
are going to be looking at Mera and be like, wow, look at that red hair.
But she doesn't walk around topless all the
How
time.
do you know?
My final thoughts on this one, I agree with both of you, but my hope is coming out of this movie now, Gio's saying he's feeling strong about it. You have your opinions about it. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'll admit, initially was like, okay, here we go, DC, you know how they do their bits, but I like the fact that, in my opinion, if this comes off to being a solid movie, that just, hey, look, don't worry so much about the team up. Just focus more on the characters, and if you could somehow build a correct story arc to get other characters involved, then bring it in. But let's just focus on these characters. Just having individual movies, and then if you could do it correctly, I stress that word correctly, don't just try to ram it down people's throats. If you do it correctly, then start bringing in cross characters, start crossing over. So, any final thoughts on this, Gio?
Like I said, I think DC's finally getting their stuff together and kind of laying the foundation, which they should have done, but whatever, neither here nor there. Okay, so kind of weird, but I know that in the comics, Aquaman and Mera have a kid, so I wonder if they're going to introduce him in this movie and kind of be like extend it to a trilogy for him, but also intertwine it with any other future movies. So I think I'm interested in seeing how they're going to set up the end of it. How where they proceed from this movie. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of my thing. I'm just interested in all that. I feel like this is their do or die movie in a way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in a way, definitely.
Yeah. 'Cause I know they got the Flash movie coming out, but I haven't heard too many good things about that. So I think they need the momentum with Wonder Woman.
Exactly.
With Aquaman
and there's going to be a second Wonder Woman coming out.
Yeah, so
they're going to work on that.
That's already worked. They're working on that, so let's get that going. So, December 21st, are you going to be like there Thursday night, Joss? We just want to know. You're going to be there at 8 p.m.
Oh, I don't know. I think I can wait. It's
okay.
I will be there early.
Oh, look at who's going to be. Wow. Now
We're
I'm
gonna
impressed.
Have to all get together for this.
I'm impressed that he's making plans to be early for a DC movie. Okay.
Yeah.
So, for Gio down at the end, this is Jocelyn. I'm Lou P. You're listening to the Everyday Podcast, and that was our podcast on our thoughts of Aquaman.
And where you can find us. So, again, you can find us on Facebook, Everyday Nerd Podcast. Just type it in. It's one word. And for me, you can follow me on Instagram, watch Jocelyn RP channel. And Gio, where can we find you?
Go to my website, djgoc.com, or also through the Everyday Nerd Podcast Facebook page, too. We love interacting with everybody, and it is one big happy family.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you guys.